Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and here I am again with a new interesting video for you all. So in this video, we'll learn how to manage a SSH session for an EC2 Linux instance and log each and every session activity which is happening within our instance via AWS SSM, Systems Manager Service. So before we go ahead with the implementation part, few important points to remember. Now, SSM agent must be available or must be present within your EC2 instance, or else what you can do is make sure that if you are planning to use some other AMI, let's say a CentOS or Red Hat or any other Linux AMI which does not come pre-installed with SSM agent, then make sure that you associate a key pair with it. You install the SSM agent and then follow the lab. So this lab requires your EC2 Linux instance to have SSM agent pre-installed. So as of today, Amazon Linux, Amazon Linux 2, Ubuntu 16, 18, 20, and ECS optimized AMI comes pre-installed with SSM agent. For this lab, I'll be using Amazon Linux 2 as a base AMI. So let's get started. So I'll head over to my AWS console. Now, I already have an EC2 instance running, which I already created. So I'll just quickly walk through it. So I've just named it SSM demo. I'll show you what its parameters are. So it has a public IP, a private IP, but I haven't attached any key pair to it. So if you see, the key pair is blank. I've associated an SSM role, which is required. So I'll also show you what permissions or what policies are associated to this role. Uh, Going to the security tab, you can notice that I'm just using a default security group, which is available within a VPC, which allows all traffic from within the security group itself, and it allows all the outbound connections to anywhere in the world. So no specific or special security group. The default works for us here. Now going to the IAM role, which is associated to my EC2 instance. At bare minimum, we need SSM managed instance core managed policy associated. Along with that, we need to give our EC2 instance access to CloudWatch log group so that it can create log group or log streams and put session activity logs within it. So if I expand it, you can see that I only have given permission to CloudWatch log service to my EC2 instance so that it can create log stream, it can describe the log stream, log groups, and put log events. This is the bare minimum IAM policy which you need so that so that first of all you can get SSM access, or you can get terminal access of your EC2 instance via Systems Manager Service Session Manager, and your EC2 instance can send logs and create log streams for logging your session activity. Moving ahead, first thing which we'll be doing is creating a KMS key. So I'll open KMS in a new tab. Now we need KMS key so that we can have our logs, the session activity logs, which will be stored in log groups, encrypted at rest. Now this is an optional step, but as a good security practice, as best security practice, you should have rest side encryptions enabled for your CloudWatch logs. So let's go ahead and create a KMS key for us. We are good with symmetric key. I'll just name it CWLG, short form for CloudWatch log group. Next. Now, you can assign an administrator to this key, which means the user or the role which you are assigning will have will be able to manage this key, which means it will the person or the role will be able to add or remove the key users, or the person or the role can also delete the key. Now, for now, I'm logged in as a admin user, so I'll just make sure that at least I am the administrator user. Now, this is an option whether you want to do it or not, but it's good. Let's say you want to change a key policy because let's say you made some mistake while adding key policy or while you were creating this key. So it's good to at least give yourself the administrator policy for this lab to successfully complete. All right, so I'll just go ahead and click next. Now key usage permission. Now I don't want to give myself key usage permission, which means I won't be able to use this key for encryption or decryption. Also, I don't want to assign any role to use it. What I will be doing is I'll just skip selecting users and I'll click on next. Now on this last review page, I can see that I'm creating a symmetric key, which will be used for both encryption and decryption purpose. The name, the alias, which I've given no description. Now here comes the IAM policy or the resource-based policy which AWS created for us. So if we see, the first statement says that the root user have full access to this key. We assign an administration permission to the IAM user name admin, and following are the actions associated to that user to all the resources. Now we need to change this key policy because this key policy does not allow CloudWatch to use this specific key, which we are about to create. So you can head over to this URL just.github.com. The link will be in the description panel. This contains an SSM logging key policy. So I'll just copy this and I'll switch back to my KMS console and I'll paste it here. Now, before clicking on the finish button, make sure that you change the words account underscore ID, which is in capital, and the word region with their appropriate or actual values. Now, I'm going to just copy my account ID from here and I'll replace it here. See where the next one is, followed by this one. So the first statement is again just giving a root user all permission for the key. Then we are just creating a user here. I'll just replace the word username with my actual user admin, which I'm logged into, so that I have the administrator privileges on this key. And then finally, we are allowing access to CloudWatch log. Now here, region, I'm currently in Mumbai, which is AP-South-1. And then under condition, I'll again make sure that I update the region identifier, AP South 1, followed by the account ID. And I'll click on finish button. So now I've created a KMS key, which I can now use with my CloudWatch group. Now, before I move ahead to CloudWatch group, I'll just open the key and I'll copy the AR because we are going to need this when we create our CloudWatch log group. So I'll just open CloudWatch in a new tab. Using left panel, I'll go to log groups. I'll create a new log group. Let's say SSM demo log group, or just SSM demo would do. It's optional to provide a KMS key, as I mentioned earlier as well, but we will be following best practices. So we'll provide the ARN of KMS key, which we just created, and we click on create. Now in my case, the log group got successfully created because the KMS key is allowing the log group to use that specific key for encryption and decryption purpose. If you make any mistake while assigning the policy, your log group will not be created and you will receive error, which will notify you that the log group you are trying to create does not have permission or is not authorized to access the KMS key or to use the KMS key. So make sure you don't make any mistake while adding resource-based policy to your KMS key. So now we are good with our log group as well. So we have our EC2 instance running. We have the appropriate IAM role with the appropriate policies associated. We have the KMS key, which will be used for recite encryption of our session activity logs. And then we also have a CloudWatch log group now. Finally, we can head over to Systems Manager Service, SSM, where we will actually configure the activity logging. So here I am in the Systems Manager dashboard. Using the left panel, I'll navigate to Session Manager, which is present under Node Management. Then we go to Preferences tab, and you will notice that we can either enable CloudWatch logging or S3 logging. In this demo, we are going to enable CloudWatch logging because it's fairly simple and easy to do this. On top of that, you can quickly see your logs. You can definitely send them to both CloudWatch and S3 if you want a long-term retention, or let's say you also want to have a less expensive storage option for your activity logs, then you can go for S3 logging. And then you can send those logs to any third-party service using which you can analyze your logs. Okay, so for now, let's just click on Edit button, and we are going to enable CloudWatch logging. Now we'll stick to the streaming option, which is also a recommended one. And we are going to enforce the encrypted CloudWatch log group only. So now using the list, just select the one which we created. So for me, the name was SSM-demo. And if you see under encryption, it says encrypted as well. So we are good here. Scroll down and we click on save. So we have now enabled session activity logging to our CloudWatch log group. It's that simple. Let's click on Sessions tab. Now we can start a session to our EC2 instance. So I click on Start Session. I can see I have one EC2 instance running with the name SSM demo. That's the only one. I click on Start Session. And here I am within my EC2 instance. Now I'll just type few commands. Let's say ls. Okay, that's too much. Let's say pwd. Who am I? Now I'm just typing these random commands so that it can generate session activity logs, and we can go to CloudWatch and we can actually prove this, that our activity logs are in place. They are active. Okay, so I guess 3 commands should be enough. So let's head back to our CloudWatch. I'll just hit the refresh icon, and straight away I can see that the log stream is created, prefixed with the username, which has actually started the session. So I'm logged in as an admin user within my account. So if you notice, it's prefixed with the username admin followed by some random characters. And I can see there are 3 events. So the first one is ls. So you can see all the files which were present, which were even shown in our console. And then the second command, come on, open up. There's the pwd. The third command is who am I? So great. We have our EC2 instance access, or let's say terminal access via SSM. We don't have port 22 open, as I demonstrated earlier as well. We don't have any key pair associated. We didn't install any additional tool within our EC2 instance to have this activity logging in place. So it's so simple and so straightforward and helpful. Now, there is one limitation to this, that because it logs each and every input a parameter you pass or every output generated, it will also log any secrets which you provide during input, or any secrets or any passwords which are generated during the console. Great. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on future videos.